I've forgotten who the next comic is. I'm the worst. Oh, it's the only person whose name is easy to say. No offense, but y'all are ethnic. Damn. Give it up for Kyle Turner.
Wow, thank you so much for having me, which is what I said to my biological parents before I was adopted by white people. My name is Kyle Turner, and I'm adopted, and the adoption explains why that name does not go with this face. It sounds like the name of the last person who came on my face. But his name was Connor. Yes, I grew up adopted and was fine. My mother kind of unloaded all of her Irish Catholic guilt onto me. And my dad was hotter than your dad because he was cremated. Nice. I've lived in New York for 3 years now, which is really cool. I now have a job at Instagram where I'm tagging thirst traps as basic. But I never kind of expected that I'd be able to live my dream. Like most kids, when they're young, they fantasize about what kind of jobs they'll have and where they'll live. I, as a 7-year-old, used to fantasize about being left at the altar. I just kind of imagine that my wedding would be catered by Panera Bread. And I just would be so devastated when my fiance didn't show up, and I'd be like, what do we do with all this Panera? But I'm learning a lot about myself lately. I realize that I don't think I could date a self-identified GAY gamer. I've never been with someone with less self-respect than me. I've gotten really, really good at swallowing my own vomits. Acid reflux. And I realize that I keep doing this thing. It's like, you know when you're really, really hungry and you go to like a grocery store or a restaurant on an empty stomach, and then you order or you get much more than you can take? I keep doing that, but with sex toys. Does anyone here watch porn? I find porn very fascinating. I think it can actually be very useful for some LGBTQ people, because they don't really teach anything about queer sex in schools, like who's the R2-D2 and who's the C-3PO. I think like all porn, it does create unrealistic expectations. Like, it doesn't really prepare you for when you're having sex, and then during the sex you decide to tell a joke as they're inside of you, and the guys watching around you do not laugh. First time I ever bombed. Horrible. Porn does not prepare you for how the queer community can sort of be into racism. And at this point, sexual racism has just become, to me, white noise, because so many of them are whites. It gets so frustrating because I feel like no one wants to fuck me after I've asked them which is their favorite version of the Company Cast album. It really brings me back to this one time that I was having sex, and I decided to hook up with a guy to celebrate Lunar New Year. And I celebrated by sleeping with a white man. And before we had sex, we were talking, and he decided that he wanted to talk about cultural appropriation with me, because it was appropriate. And that conversation about cultural appropriation turned into one about colonialism. And that conversation about colonialism turned into a hands-on demonstration. Sorry. But porn also doesn't prepare you for when you find out like weird things about someone that you once hooked up with or dated. I recently found out that someone that I hooked up with last year was arrested in a sting operation in Queens for luring underage boys for sex. Oh my God. And I found out about this on BroadwayWorld.com. Okay. He was a rehearsal pianist, which means that he played music as the actors rehearsed for King Kong the Musical, which is a thing apparently. And it just really took me back to when he made me listen to him play for a half hour on the keyboard music from Dear Evan Hansen. Arguably worse than the pedophilia. I do think porn is interesting. I watch it for the tattoos because you have your Gaga gays that have one sway tattooed on their ass, and then you have the white guys that have Chinese characters on their back that they think read serendipity or simplicity, but actually read colonist. There's this one guy that I really love, not because he has a 12-inch dick and looks like a white supremacist, but because he has a giant tattoo of the state of Iowa on the side of his body. And I just think it's so brave to put a flyover state on your body and then go in front of the camera and have sex. I just can imagine he's having sex and he's fucking, and then when he comes, he screams, "Go Hawkeyes." I will leave you with this. It makes me think that my kinks have not yet been explored in porn so far as I know, because I'm really into like domestic disputes, like not filing taxes early, or forgetting to pick up kombucha on the way home. Kombucha is the name of the child. I just think Marriage Equality promised me a gay porn remake of Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. I just want to see a scene where the bottom gets up, looks at the top, and starts screaming, "What a dog!" That's my time. Thank you so much for having me.